Okay, this portion of our training will be talking about the text button, the line button, and the erase button. The text button does pretty much what it says. It does text. So let's see what happens when we open up a box where we just tap on the board and we can type in. And so we have now put in a text. And we could resize it by moving this arrow here. Um, One of the things different between this and what I was using in the past is that in Notebook 11, when I moved this, the size of it, it used to actually just change the text size as you were moving it. But in this case, you can see that it doesn't change until after you have um, let go of the resizing portion of it. We can also change the size of the text by highlighting everything in here. And just as in any other of like Microsoft products, you can click on the font size button here and select the size from there. We could also change the text, and this is new in Notebook 11. What kind of text do we want to use now? Well, a tang. I can make it bold, I can make it italicized, I could underline it, and then we have the left justification, center, and right justification. That goes along with that as well. And from this point, with our text, the other thing that's really nice about the text in this new version is that, again, in math, we quite often use formulas. And if we do not have the math tools available to us, there are ways of getting the formats that we're looking for in the typing. So if I do my typing and I put in here, and let's just do an easy one, we'll use the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now, it's we often do not want our Pythagorean theorem to look like a2 plus b2 equals c2. But what we do have now is the ability to adjust what our type looks like. And here we see that we have different types of formatting available to us now, which was not available in previous versions of the Smart Notebook software. And so I can now do superscripting. Uh, okay, so here's my Pythagorean theorem, how it would look. And again, with the text tool, just as the other stuff, notice that when we open up here, we can change the color of our text to any color we want. And again, with the palette, we could pretty much define any color that we can imagine. And we have the opacity or transparency as well. Other things that were not available are actually any of the formatting things. We now have bullets, numbering. We could increase or decrease the indents. Um, we could write vertically. We could actually type in our text vertically. Um, Having said that, we could doing the vertical can also be done by rotating the text that we have. Um, and we can cross off text or the strikeout tool. And we can do subscripting as well, which is good. Again, in math, the subscripting and the superscripting is very important. And we can insert symbols. And again, this is something completely new to the Smart Notebook 11. The next one we would need to discuss would be the line tools. And the lines, in this case, right off the bat, they give us different types of lines that we can use. Just a straight line. There's a line with endpoint and arrows. We have array, thick red line, blue line with the endpoints. This is new to the 11 is the curve. Um, Other versions of this. But we're not stuck with what is listed here. We can come over and change how we want to see any of these. Notice that we have the line that we had chosen previously, the ray. I can start it with arrows on both ends, and so now I have a line as we would normally see it as written as a line with the arrows. I can convert this into a number line if needed. The dash lines are available. The thicknesses of the lines can change. And even with that, when we talk about the thicknesses and stuff, if I click on my line and I make it longer and shorter, I can change the properties within from the line itself after it's already been created if I don't like what it looks like. So that would be the line portion of our buttons. And one of the things that I just skipped over that I really need to talk about is the fact that once I created this line, I can change it to be longer, shorter. I can change the direction of it, how I want it. Oftentimes when creating a graph, I will draw a line as close as possible to how I'd like to see it on the board and adjust it to a little bit here and there to pass through the points that I created on the graph. And that should be pretty much it for that. The eraser tool, we'll see is that this page is filled with all kinds of writing and text that was used to teach my brilliant students. Now, with the eraser tool, there's 3 different sizes. We have a small size. Say I don't like the way my T came out down here, so I just get rid of that portion of it, and I change my T. And if I have something that I would like to change, and again, it's just a little bit bigger, and I want to get rid of a little bit more than what I did before, that's fine. And lastly, of course, we have the big eraser. And I can go ahead and erase larger portions with the larger eraser. Now, the thing to keep in mind as well is that it doesn't matter what size eraser I pick. Notice that I erased all the text last time with the big eraser. Well, I could take the little eraser and with a sweep of my eraser, and I go all the way around it and tap in the center of it, I will be able to erase the whole board. I can also, if I choose to, if we pick something where I'm writing and I don't like the way it's coming out, I don't like how this looks, is how this is working out. Well, I could always undo stuff too. I don't have to erase everything. And if I change too much, I can always put it back with the redo and undo tools. One of the things we'll be looking at shortly, and might as well take a look at it right now, is this is the page shorter button, and I can move my pages up and down. I can change the order of pages. And so this is the page I'm working on now. There's a little down arrow here. And I can do a number of different things with my page sorter. I can delete the page, I can clear a page, I can clear the ink from the page, I can reset, blah, blah, blah. So in this case, if I really wanted to, if I wanted to just erase everything there, I just clear the page. One of the things I could use my lines here and just I'll draw a quick line and get out a pen. This is an example. And so what I'm doing here is I'm going to go back to the page sorter and I'm going to look at what I've written. And instead of, I want my line to stay there, but I don't want my ink anymore. I could just clear the ink and I can leave all the images there. And you'll notice that you cannot get back what you wanted once you've cleared the ink. So, other options from here would be to clear the page, so I got rid of everything. Another thing new to this is we could reset the page. So if I come back to this screen over here, and here we have all of our lines that we had written before, and we decided that, well, all the stuff that we did, we've created this at some point in time, and I want to reset the page. So I could actually just go ahead and reset the page, and it says that this will reset the selected page or pages to the last saved state. You cannot undo this action. So let's cancel it right now. Let's do this, and we'll say, let's say what we have, and we'll do a little writing here, and do all this stuff. I could slap in an image real quick, and I say, oh, okay, now that I've done this, and say I want to use the page again for some other display, instead of having to erase everything, I can go ahead and, oh, this is driving me nuts. I can now reset my page. Okay, and so my resetting at this point in time did not work, and I'll revisit that at another point. So what we've covered so far today in this section have been the text buttons, the line button, and the eraser button. And we will revisit the page sorter very shortly. Thank you.